If you want to build a more powerful automation in Zapier, one of the most important things to learn is how to add an action to your Zap. This is the step that tells Zapier what to do after your trigger happens, and it is where your workflow really starts becoming useful. In this video, I'll walk you through the process step by step in a simple, beginner-friendly way so you can follow along easily. And before we jump in, if this tutorial helps you, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe for more quick software guides just like this. Alright, let's get started. First, go to Zapier and sign into your account. Once you're inside the dashboard, look for the Create button. This is where you begin building a new automation from scratch. Click on Create, and Zapier will open up the options for building your workflow. From there, select Zap Workflows. This tells Zapier that you want to create a full automation using steps and actions, rather than just browsing templates or doing something else. Now that your Zap workflow is open, the next thing you need to do is add an action. An action is the part of the Zap that performs the task after the trigger fires. For example, if your trigger is getting a new email, your action could be adding that information to a spreadsheet, sending a message, or creating a record in another app. To continue, click on Action. This is the step where Zapier asks you what you want the workflow to do next. After that, you'll see a search bar where you can choose the app you want to use for the action. For this example, let's say you want to use Google Sheets, so type Sheets into the search field and select it from the list. Zapier will now prepare the action settings for that app. This is useful because Zapier supports thousands of apps, so once you understand this step, you can repeat it for almost any tool you use. Next, Zapier will ask you to choose an event. This is the specific action that the app will perform. Click on Choose an Event and then select the option that fits your workflow. For Google Sheets, this could be something like creating a new spreadsheet row or updating existing data. The event you choose depends on what you want your automation to accomplish, so take a moment here and pick the one that makes the most sense for your use case. Once you've selected the event, Zapier will ask you to connect and log in to your account. This is required so Zapier can access the app and perform the action on your behalf. Just follow the login prompts, sign into the correct account, and authorize the connection. After that, your action is ready to be configured. From here, you can continue mapping fields and customizing the rest of the Zap. But the main setup is now complete, and that's it. You've successfully added an action to a Zap in Zapier. This simple process is the foundation of building useful automations, and once you learn it, you can combine different apps and steps to save a huge amount of time. If this tutorial helped you, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you never miss the next Zapier tutorial. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.